Sir Mick is fired up. Jeez, we're running through a wall for Coach Mick right
We
now.
sure are, man. We sure are.
Hey,
I'd run through a wall for you, though. That's for sure.
Hey, let me do the stinger. We'll get into her, pal. Welcome to NHL Puck Props presented by Sports Interaction on Covers. I'm Josh Ingles. He's 14-year NHL vet Carlo Colaiacovo. Happy Friday, bud. How are you?
I'm great, buddy. Happy it's Friday. As you can see with my attire, I am taking advantage of the weather today.
Are you golfing with Duffy today?
I am.
Oh,
I am.
jeez. That's going to be a fun day.
Him and Hugo versus Pylons.
And are you 2v2 versus AK
yeah,
too?
it's me and my uncle Wayno versus AK and Duffy. Yeah, big match.
Oh, big match. No betting going on there, I'm sure. That's for sure.
Stacks.
The stacks are back. Stacks went bananas. There were like 36 combinations of stacks yesterday.
And how many of them connected?
Oh, they were up 6 units again.
Wow.
Yeah. And that was without like some of them, like we were missing the Caulfield or we were missing the Slavkovsky for 2 more. We never got a Monahan point out of all of that madness.
Crazy, eh? 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Darren Folk says, Chidkov converting my bonus bets into cash.
Bang.
Is it Chinnikov?
Yeah.
Okay. I heard them pronounce it yesterday. I'm like, have I been saying it wrong the whole time?
Why? How did you say it?
I'm not even going to try. No, I've been saying Chinnikov. But hey, welcome everybody in the chat. John Mettler's there as well. Good to see him. Pojan.
The Ass Man? He's here?
Yes, the Ass Man's here.
There he is. Stacks.
The Ass Man got a shout out on the radio this morning.
He sure did.
Oh, I got a shout out too.
Hey,
how about that pick 6 team out in? You're in that pool, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Night? Well, what do you mean? We're partners in that pool, right?
Get out of here! It's you and AK. I'm gonna dummy you guys.
I got an itch in my eye. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. He's got an itch in his eye. Friday. Welcome to Friday. We got a 3-game slate, but like every Friday, going to start off with a little Leafs talk. Not much action with Leaf land today. 3 things I'll ask you. Give me your honest opinion. Over expectation. Someone who's exceeding over expectations right now. Someone who no one's talking about, and maybe that's a good thing for them, who's just playing their role and not doing too much. And then someone who, I mean, there's a lot of guys trying to crawl their way into that lineup. Someone who really needs to step it up. So let's start with the positives. Biggest surprise so far through what are we, 4 games into the season?
4 games, yeah. I think there's 2 candidates for that. It's Oliver Ekman-Larsson because he's come in and he's settled in quite comfortably very quickly. And a lot of people were concerned about his age and coming off of a year winning a Stanley Cup. And if there is too much term in the deal, the way I bestly summarize this is the fact that you've got a team that is in a winning window. It's better to bring in guys that are more ready to win, veteran guys that even better if they have one like Oliver Ekman-Larsson. And he's found a real comfort zone on this back end. Now leading the power play, but leading the defense in minutes too with the way that he's played. So he's my number 1. And I think not too far behind him is Anthony Stolarz, because I've been high on Anthony Stolarz all offseason. I was a big fan of the move. I was actually happy that he was a guy they targeted and they brought in because he provides a comfort with your tandem for a guy that's looking for more opportunity, but a guy who's massive in the net. And I think for Stolarz, why he's been so impressive is because I don't think even he expected to be thrusted into a starting role. And because he's played so well, there hasn't been much conversation or much noise around the absence of Joseph Woll. And it hasn't put much pressure on the Leafs having to rush or want Woll back quicker than probably he should come back. And you remember in years past where, Jack Campbell, you even go last year with Samsonov and Murray and stuff like that. Every time a guy was out, you're always waiting for the next guy to come back because he just didn't feel comfortable in net. Well, I think with the play of Stolarz, it's eliminated that whole thought, and it's allowed the Maple Leafs to settle into playing their structure and playing a system quite comfortably as well, too.
Was interesting to see. I think it was his first shift on PP2. Morgan Riley takes the penalty 10 feet away from his own goalie in the defensive zone. So it's really nice to shake the complacency, which I thought that power play was, and
Big time.
and he adds to it. So I absolutely agree with OEL. He cashed that ticket. We'll be looking to keep firing on his over 2.5 shots at plus money for a while because he's letting it rip from the point, and I'm certainly going to back it going forward, especially this weekend. Give me your guy who no one's talking about. He's just doing his role, and he's just maybe a favorite of Berube, just like a coach favorite guy who's just not doing too much and no one's talking. But
I think this one's easy. I think it's Chris Tanev, right? Because he's provided a calming presence back there where he's not a guy you're talking a lot about, but he's also a guy you're not pointing out because he's either slow or making bad plays. He's just doing what great defensemen do, and that's just quietly doing their jobs. And he's been a great impact on the penalty kill. He's made the noise around Morgan Riley very quiet, which is also a huge benefit. And he's not a guy you talk about much, but he's quietly getting the job done. So I think he's a guy right now that has really, really fit that role through 4 games.
Awesome. Before we get to the exciting one, you guys in the chat, hit that like button. Do it. That's all I'm asking. Producer Mick, too. There he goes. Boom. There it is. Drop a comment. Subscribe. Boom.
Boom.
That's the currency around here. You get stacks. We want likes and subscriptions. Do it. Now the fun one. Now I know, let's be honest. I don't like putting you on the spot to badmouth people who are athletes. And I think it's too easy for people who have never been an athlete to shit on people who play. But at some point, like I said, there's the bottom 6. There's guys wanting to get in the lineup. There's guys coming in and out. There's guys on defense that are going to want to come back in. Who needs to step up their game or they could lose a spot here?
It's Nick Robertson, right? This is the guy who
I guess it's so funny what preseason was like, oh my God, he's amazing. 4 games in.
And then again, that's why you always got to temper your expectations to how good guys play in preseason because you have to find a way to translate that into regular season against regular NHL players. And for Nick Robertson, production-wise, he's found it to be a little bit of a struggle. 0 points in 4 games. And you look at the rotation of forwards that's coming in and out of the lineup, it was McMahon to start. Well, McMahon gets in, and now he's finding his scoring touch again. So he's not coming out. Ryan Reeves came out for a game, so McMahon can come in. He's finding his way back in. I don't think he's coming out of the lineup on Saturday, considering Rempe and the Rangers are coming into town. Pacioretty just had his 1 game, and he's looking to get back in. Well, if you're Nick Robertson, you did a great job in preseason elevating yourself out of that conversation of guys in the mix to come in and out of the lineup. Well, someone's got to come out now when Pacioretty comes in. So I think he's a guy right now that's putting himself in that conversation to come out. I'm not necessarily saying he's the guy that's going to come out, but when you're not standing out and you're not producing the way most people expect you to, you put yourself in that conversation. And look, I don't think for the Maple Leafs in the decisions that Berube is making in his lineup, I don't think it's you're taking a guy out because of you're trying to punish him for his play. You're taking a guy out because you've got great internal competition with players that are capable of playing on a nightly basis. But every night, somebody new has to come out. So I think he's a guy right now that's not doing himself enough favors to stay in the lineup.
And what I like about Berube, how he set that up is since he's been there, that internal competition has come right from the beginning with 2 PTOs, which you don't see guys cracking the lineups. You want to make
it's hard enough for one guy to sign on a PTO, let alone 2 on the same team.
Want to make the lineup, and that shakes the whole complacency thing too. So
right.
We're looking for OEL on Thursday or Saturday versus the Rangers. I wish you could bet on fights. Right? I wish there were a lot of things. So
we haven't seen a Rempe fight this year. So I don't know. Is Saturday night, hockey night in Canada against the Leafs?
Yeah.
Is that the a prime spot to do it? Yeah, most of us would say yeah. And it happened last year when they when they met in this same situation. But a lot of it is going to be how the game is played, right?
Oh, 100%. But Rangers looking good. Let's say that.
They
That top
are.
line, they're
They
looking.
are.
The Trocheck, Laffy, Panarin line has not lost a step, and it was yesterday's points was like Trocheck, Panarin, Fox on the PP. Trocheck,
Yeah.
Panarin, Fox on the PP. You're like, again, I think it hit like 3 times in a row
Yeah.
in that big win over Detroit. All right, let's get to it. We'll save the stacks for the end. Stacks won't go on the record. They never do, but we'll get to the points. Let's get to the games quickly. Carolina, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh plus 120 on the money line. Total sitting at a flat 6. Pittsburgh coming off that thrilling 6-5 OT win. Sid hits 1,600 points. Gino hits 500 goals. How do we expect the Pens to come out following a dramatic game like that versus Carolina, who opens up, what is it, a 7-game road trip? I'm trying to think.
That
A
what they're on
6-game
right
road
now?
trip. So their road trip's funny. So this is the North Carolina County Fair road trip that they do every year where they have
Jeez.
to get out. So, and it's their first road trip of the season
Mhm.
that goes Edmonton, Calgary, Seattle, Vancouver. So it goes all the way. So they're kicking off a road trip. What do we expect from Pittsburgh after a big game like that? And the second question, these road trips, first road trip of the year, ones that are planned every year like this,
Yeah.
for, well, let's say Carolina is one of the best road teams in all of hockey. Is that a fun road trip to get going on game one?
Well, the first road trip of the year is always a fun one because through training camp and through the first couple games, Carolina's had to spend a lot of time on the home. And
You can throw that play up there, Mick. Sorry, Carlo. Yeah, throw the Carolina 3-way money line up.
yes,
There we go.
so um, when you get on the road the first time, there's a lot of excitement because, especially for the new guys on the team, this is a chance to get to know a lot of the new guys a little better, right? They're away from their families.
Yeah,
You know, you're doing
away from the
dinners, you're
wife.
doing night outs, you know, and stuff like that. And so that's what you get excited about for Carolina. For Pittsburgh, like we talked about this 2 nights ago, like we still don't know what type of team they
6
are
goals
because
in all 3 of their wins.
yeah, and you'd have to think coming into this game, there's going to be somewhat of an emotional letdown because of how emotional that last win was. I mean, it was a career night for Crosby, and it was even more of a career night for Evgeny Malkin scoring 500 goals. You wonder what the fallout after the game was from
Do they
that
go
type of
out? You think
game.
they go out?
Oh, for sure they did. I mean, you know, I don't know how, like, to what extreme they went out, but clearly there was some sort of celebrating going on. Maybe even the next day at practice, there's a lot of loose guys, high energy, stuff like that going on. Now, when you get back into the game, you wonder if they can bring that same type of energy to the rink. Now, being at home, the home crowd, that should help provide a little bit of it. But I think Carolina's in a prime position here to jump on the Pittsburgh Spank, especially early. And the way they play defense, I can't see a Carolina team giving up that many goals and giving up that many chances to allow Pittsburgh to, you know, continue scoring 6 goals on average when they win.
All right, big plus money. Speaking of new guys excited for a road trip with their new team, Shane Gostisbehere, 3+ shots on goal, plus 170. This
Wow.
number will be gone very soon. His total sitting at 1.5 now, all over. Big plus money. He had 6 shots in his first game, 3 shots in his second game, averaging 7.4 shot attempts per game. And if you've ever followed the Carolina team, you know they get a lot of production from getting pucks on the net from their back end on the blue line. And now you got basically their number one defenseman here, uh, who joins the number 1 road power play last year, 31%, number 2 on the road in shots on goal. So there's a lot to like in this spot for Gostisbehere. 3+ shots on goal, plus 170. It's kind of that spot where books don't know how to price it, just like we had OEL in the other day for 3 shots on goal. They're just in bigger roles than they were being priced in their former teams.
Yeah, and you know, part of the reason why they brought back Gostisbehere is because they're trying to help ignite their power play percentage. even with Brent Burns back there, who's a shoot first type of defenseman.
Yeah, he's done though, right?
He's kind of a guy they still like what he brings, but
Yeah.
can he bring it at the same high level that he was bringing it at? So
Morgan Riley.
Gostisbehere, yeah, exactly. So Gostisbehere is a good example of a guy that they're probably going to want to feed a lot of their power play through. And so, this is great value for a guy. Did you say how much he's averaged through his first 2 games?
He has 9 shots.
9 shots.
6.
On
This is ladder potential, like to 4. Like I wanted to touch OEL for 4, but like the 4's on there if you can get it.
Yeah. No. So this is a great value play for sure.
I like that new player, new angle, first road trip with the boys angle too.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go.
I love him for a point too. I just like everything about Carolina. Probably the cheapest guy you can get on that power play 1. Game 2, interesting one, kind of. Few angles. San Jose at Winnipeg. Winnipeg, a slight minus 350 favorite. Over under sitting at 5.5. Winnipeg has been off since Sunday. Pretty odd schedule, but they're 3-0 with just 2 goals given up. But the offense has just 1 5-on-5 goal in the last 2 games, a couple of 2-1 overtime wins. You're like, oh, okay, they don't play tomorrow, but they play like every other day, like for the next 10 days or something. You're like, oh, okay, do they not throw Connor Hellebuck in today?
Yeah.
Which would be nice. But this is my digging.
The backup there? Is it Comrie or is it somebody else?
This is the digging I did. So what is it today? Today's funny there. Did I not have it? Yeah, the first 5,000 people into this game will get a Connor Hellebuck pennant, like bobblehead, but it's like a pennant. I don't know if that means they have to play him on Connor Hellebuck night.
Right. I mean, it would be
weird not to.
Yeah, it'd be weird not to. Appropriate to, for sure.
I know San Jose on the second game of back-to-back. Mackenzie Blackwood in. He's seen 38 and 40 shots in his 2 starts with 7 goals allowed. After last night's loss, San Jose coach Ryan Warsofsky was asked what his team needs to do to pick it up its first win on Friday. His reply, we've got to do everything better tomorrow, that's for sure.
Yeah, that is for sure.
That is for sure. So I want to fade the San Jose offense. Their team total sitting at 1.5. You can't really do anything with Winnipeg, not trusting their offense too much. How about Michael Granlund not to record a point at plus 160?
This is a risky play.
Okay? I get it. I think he's 80% of their offense.
Right.
But they're projected to score like 1.7 goals today.
Yeah, no, and obviously Hellebuck's going to be the key figure here. Like if he plays, this provides tremendous value. If he doesn't play, then this is risky.
Risky. He's calling it risky. You know what you do.
What? Do you not agree?
Oh, 100%. But plus 160 for a team that's expected not to score 2 goals is pretty good. On the road.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Risky.
Very risky.
Uncle Carlo is not putting risky plays into his 6-leg parlay. That's for sure. And here it is. Here's Friday. It seems like every Friday. Where are we? Josh Morrissey's ass again. We hit it last Friday. We hit it every Friday. 1 assist. Minus 115. Great play. 2 assists. Half a unit. Plus 400. Say we only got 1 assist last game.
Wow. 2 assists. That goes from minus 115 for 1 to plus 400 for 2.
Ooh, not so risky now. Oh, no, plus 400 doesn't make it
that's
risky.
What they call juice, not risque.
Oh, there's Tim Powell rocking. He goes, Tim Powell's playing 4D chess in the chat. He goes, under assist Garland play. So instead of the point, he's going assist. And I'm sure the assist is probably close to even money. What's the number there, Tim, if you get a chance to let me know?
On what, Granlund?
Oh, yeah, Granlund. Oh, Cheeseburger Eddie saying plus 115 in the chat.
Oh, okay. Cheeseburger Eddie. I love that name.
No, but like I like them taking a little less risk. The ass man says assist. He loves it. But
yeah.
Morrissey, 2 assists. We had him for 2 assists last Friday. He only got the 1. He has an assist in each of his 3 games. He has 2 in 1 game. This is an easy spot for Winnipeg, maybe to blow the doors open versus San Jose. No, that has no Macklin Celebrini either. Backup,
Yeah.
second game
Well,
of back.
and the back-to-back too. I mean, in Chicago last night, they got their asses handed to them. Yes.
Well done. So no love for San Jose today.
I mean, how?
Just say no and we'll move on.
Right? Yeah, no.
No. All right. But like I do think it's funny that I say Granlund, the offense is trash, but you're like Granlund, you know that like just that line, the Granlund, Eklund, and I believe it's Foley line right now is 80%, just like it was last year, the Lund line with William Eklund. All right, let's go. This is an exciting one. Anaheim, Colorado. Colorado minus 245. They haven't won a game. Total sitting at 6.5. I hit the over personally first thing when I woke up at minus 125. Not making a play here, but it is in my account. Question to you: what's wrong with the Avs, bud? 0-4, 4-0 to the over. Obviously, we talked about Georgiev, but even when they had to make that, even when they had to step up, play Boston, win that game, on their face.
I mean, what's going on? They're navigating some injuries.
Yep.
But clearly, this is a team that's feeling the pressure right now. Feeling the pressure of, last year and everything at home went amazing for them. High scoring team, barely lost at home. Well, it's been a struggle to win at home this year, and it's been a struggle to score at home this year. So they're second guessing themselves right now is what they're doing in Colorado. And you just worry what a loss to the Anaheim Ducks would do for this team and their outlook on this season. Do people's jobs start being threatened?
I heard you guys I heard you on 1050 on first up talking about Bednar. You're like, come on, no way.
Look, I'm with you. I'm saying no way too. But like, if you lose to Anaheim, you go 0-5 to start the season. People are going to start asking questions. And I don't think they have a coaching issue. They clearly have a goaltending issue. They clearly have, a health issue with some players. But they need to right the ship and right the ship fast. They cannot lose to this game tonight, which is why the one play you sent me in this game, I absolutely love.
There's no value on anybody. Like, you only get value betting points on guys who are moving up and down the lineup within Colorado, right? I believe McKinnon's minus 110 for 2+ points today. That's where he is. His assist market's at 1.5. It's you're not winning any money. You might be winning money, but it's tough to find value betting on those top guys. But Ross Colton for a point, minus 130. He's been in that vein of Lindholm, Hayton, all the other guys who are playing top line but aren't being priced at it. And here we are, minus 130, almost like he's the minus 140 range. I think that's where you get off this ship. But he was shifted to the Casey Middlestat line with Rantanen as they tried to mix things up. But halfway through the game versus Boston, they went back to the original Colton, Rantanen, McKinnon line. Played 19 minutes. He's got points in two of the 4, goal on the power play in his last game. They just have to score. Anaheim obviously playing better, but Anaheim game in, played 2 games ago, into Colorado and then out. You've mentioned a lot that quick trip to altitude and quick trip out is not the easiest for opponents.
No.
It's looked easy for opponents so far, but
yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, but he's playing 19 minutes and he faces Anaheim. That's coming off an OT win and like I said, quick trip to altitude.
Yeah, no, a massive opportunity for him. I like this play a lot.
Awesome. And because it's Colorado, I needed to get a piece of Anaheim's offense. Somehow. They're going to score.
Leo!
120, coming off the OT winner, assisted on Pavel Mintyukov, or whatever his name is, the second-year defenseman, Mintyukov. He tied it up. It was assisted from Carlson. Then Carlson gets the winner in OT 2 nights ago. He's playing on that line with Cutter Gauthier, it's probably the more exciting line there compared to some of the other ones. That's the line that I want to see lean on. He's tied for first on the team in ice share for forwards, so he's getting a lot of time on the ice. Plus 120. This is my guy to choose. But goals, is it point night?
It should be. It absolutely should be. I mean, I don't see why it won't be.
All right. Bosco in the chat says, I think Colorado will shoot their asses off. I think he said assists off. Rantanen, 3+ shots on goal. They have all hands on deck for that offense. That's why I just want any piece of it in terms of guys that I don't have to pay a premium on. So Duran. No, he's out. He's not coming back for a while. Lehkonen's still out. Ross Colton for a point, -130. And then on the other side, Carlson for a point at +120. Let's take a look at these stacks. We got some thirsty stackers out there in the chat. Carolina, top line, top PP. You got to put them all together. Svechnikov and Jarvis +160. Aho and Jarvis +135. Aho and Svechnikov +136. That's versus Pittsburgh. Those guys could score the first goal, 1, 2, 3, like we saw Dallas do it last night. Pittsburgh, you only got one pairing. Sid, Brian Rust, +128 for those two to click. I like that one a lot. Heading over to Winnipeg, it's that same top line. It's Scheifele, Velarde, and Kyle Connors. And it goes +130, +122, and -110 for the trio there. And that's not a bad stack. And even though I'm betting under on the Granlund, I get it. But that line, that San Jose line that hit it last night, Toffoli and Eklund +210. Granlund, Toffoli +164, and Granlund and Eklund +144 for them all to point.
Now you're round robining these, right? Or are you just parlaying?
Yeah. I take, if there's three guys, then you do the trio. You make three bets, right?
Nice. Okay. So you know
Anaheim,
that
it's Carlson and Gauthier at +385.
Who?
Carlson and Gauthier and Cutter Gauthier.
Well, didn't Gauthier get demoted to the fourth line yesterday?
I don't know. I don't think so. Don't say that to me. Did he?
I thought so.
Oh, no. But that's +385. The other line, the other guys are Vetrano and Strome, who I don't have a line on because there's no Vetrano point right now. And Colorado will be Colton Rantanen at even money and Colton McKinnon at -110. Those are actually not too shabby themselves, but those are the stacks. That's what we're running with today until they basically shut us down.
Yeah, no, my bad. They're playing together. My bad.
He only played 12 minutes last game.
Yeah.
That isn't a lot of time.
I don't know.
He's got 0.
So that would have been a perfect opportunity when you were doing that stack segment for our producer Mick to play, you know, that song, I'm a scat man.
That's what he was saying before you got on the air. Yeah.
And we call you the stack man.
Go do yourself a favor and go watch that live video from like 1991 or 1992.
Of the Scat
Much Music Dance Party 1991 or whatever it was. That was a great album. Go look at that guy who sings that song, the real artist who does it.
Yeah.
Skibby dibby dibby do.
Yeah. Ba ba da bo. Skibby dibby ba ba da bo.
That's it. That's the stack.
Thanks, Tim Powell. I appreciate the comments, buddy. We do our best.
Yeah. Appreciate everybody there in the chat. You guys make it a lot easier to do this job. Great show as always, boys. Appreciate it, gentlemen. That's where we are. We're back next Wednesday, 10 a.m. Thursday, 10 a.m. Friday, 10 a.m. We run for stacks. We got lots of plays. We got some ass parlays going up there, some ladders with Morrissey, and hopefully some goals. So let's go Carolina. Let's go Winnipeg, big 6-0 win. And let's go Colorado 7-4 win. Let's see. Love it. Stack
man.
Let's go. I'm Josh Ingles. He's Carlo Colaiacovo. This is NHL Puck Prop presented by Sports Interaction on Covers. We'll see you back next week.
Have a great weekend, folks. Stack man.